Afternoon, I'm Specialist Rojas, and today we'll be having a class on identifying topographic symbols on a military map. The class number is 071 Charlie Oscar Mike 1000, or you can also reference to TC 3-25.26. Conditions: you are a member of a squad or team in a field environment and have been given a military map, and requirement to identify topographic symbols on the map. Standards: identify the basic colors, topographic symbols, and marginal information on a military map. The risk factor is low, but if you do find yourself getting hot or getting all lightheaded, thirsty, by all means, you gotta drink water, stretch, maybe take your ACH off for a little bit, and let the person next to you know. Now, we should start. Performance steps. 1. Identify the 6 basic colors on a military map. The 6 basic colors are black, which represents or indicates cultural man-made features such as buildings and roads, surveyed spots, elevations, and all labels. Next is blue. Blue represents water features such as lakes, swamps, rivers, and drainage. Next color is green. Green represents vegetation with military significance such as woods, orchards, and vine guards. The next color is brown. Brown identifies all relief features and elevations such as contours on older edition maps and cultured land on red light readable maps. The next color is red. Red represents cultural features such as populated areas, main roads, and boundaries on older maps. The next color and last is red-brown. Represents identifying cultural features, all relief features, non-surveyed spots, elevations, and elevations such as contour lines on red light readable maps. Those are your colors of the map. Number 2, identify the symbols on a military map. Now, use the legend, which should identify most of the symbols used on the map. B, identify each object by its shape on the map. For example, a black solid square represents a building or a house, or irregular blue item is lake or pond. C, use logic and color to identify each map feature. For example, blue represents water. If you see a symbol that is blue and has clumps of grass, this would be a swamp. Now, number 3 is identify the marginal information on a military map. So now you're going to have to identify the sheet name. 1. Identify the sheet number, which is number 2. Identify the series name, which is number 3. Identify the scale, which is number 4. Identify the series number, which is number 5. Identify the edition number, which is number 6. Identify the index to boundaries, which is number 7. Number 8 is identify an adjoining sheets diagram. Number 9 is identify the elevation guide. Number 10 is identify the declination diagram. Number 11 is identify the bar scales. Number 12 is identify the contour interval note. Number 13 is identify the chevroid note. Number 14 is identify the grid note. Number 15 is identify the projection note. Number 16 is identify the vertical datum note. Number 17 is identify the horizontal datum note. Number 18 is the control note. Number 19 is identify the preparation note. Number 20 is identify the printing note. Number 21 is identify the grid reference box. Number 22 is identify the unit imprint and symbol. And the last one is identify the legend, which is number 23. Those are going to be your performance steps, which I already gave you one, which is identifying the basic colors of the military map. Number 2 performance step was identify the symbols on a military map, and the last performance steps was identify the marginal information on a military map. Now that I have explained to you the performance steps, I will give you a step-by-step on how to execute these tasks. Now, first is identify the 6 basic colors on a military map. Now, for that, you can go to the you can reference to to class number 071 Charlie Oscar Mike 1000. It's under map colors. It's a chart that has all the colors and tell you what they all mean. Now we're gonna start with the first color, which is black, which means cultural, man-made features, elevation, labels. Now for black, you could you have it all over the map. You just have to look closely, and you will once each of you guys gets each map and starts working on it individually or in groups. But you will have a map for, like, let's say maybe one map per 2 soldiers up to 3 soldiers. You can easily find it all over the maps. Like it states, it's cultural, man-made features, elevation, and labels. The next color is blue. Blue is mainly for water. And that's all it is for, actually. So blue, it's super easy to see in a very greenish map. As you can see, there's a lake here, spots of water. There's a lot of blue spots everywhere. In the training area, I don't know if you ever been, or if you guys been on the Fort Drum training area, but it's mainly swamps and it's cold and it's water. Next color is brown. All relief features, cultivated land on red light readable maps. Brown. You can easily spot brown if you take your time and mainly go through the garrison area and the training area of the map. There's brown signs in most places, which is for all relief features, cultivated land on red light readable maps. Now the next one, which I think is the easiest color you can see on the map, is green. Vegetation. Vegetation is for grass, trees, forest, and all such. But it's very easy to spot. As you can see, mainly the whole map almost is all vegetation, which is everywhere in the training area. Now, next color is red. Major roads, built up areas. Now, I would start by the garrison area leading up to the airfield and the training area, which, like it says, they're mainly roads. And of course, you need roads to get out of the training or the garrison area to the airfield area, around the airfield, and to the training area. The next color is red-brown. All relief features and main roads on the red light readable maps. Red-brown. So it's basically just as brown, but this one is red-brown. The last one was cultivated land on red light readable maps, and this one is main roads on red light readable maps. So it's all roads that you can easily see when you pop your red lens on the map. But like I said, simple. You can easily always start from the garrison area, which there's going to be a lot of major roads, and then little by little go to the airfield area, and then expand towards the training area. Now that was the performance step number 1. For number 2, it is identify the symbols on a military map, and for that I'm going to use, or we are all going to use, the military legend, which is a whole chart type. It's a list with identifying features on the maps, and they also give you a hint, which is a little representation in which you will use on the map. For example, training area boundary training site is a green thick rectangle, And like I said, this is training area boundary training site. So you go by the thickness of the rectangle, and as you can see, like you can see it all over the map, especially the vegetation, which is mainly our training area. You can see it all surrounding the whole vegetation area, which is our training area. Now, for example, I can name another one, drop zone, which is purplish square or rectangle that says shoot DZ, which is drop zone. That's an easy one because you can easily see it on the airfield. You can see right here, rectangle, and it says shoot DZ. Real simple. Now for another one, if you would like, I can show you a very easy one, which is impact area, which is a rectangle, a pinkish rectangle, reddish pinkish, as you can see it by your eyes. You can easily spot it right here. There's a huge area that is for impact area on the map. Now, the performance step number 3, identify the marginal information on a military map. Now, for that one, we are going to use the whole map. All right. Now, for the whole map is identify the sheet name. Now, for the sheet name, like I said, for this last one, you're going to use the whole map because the information is all over this map. Now, for the first one, which is identify sheet name, easy. Bam, Fort Drum military installation. Identify the sheet number, which is number 2. Bam, Whiskey Golf Sierra 84, right? Identify series name, New York, 1,500,000. Number 4, sorry. Identify the scale. For number 4, we're gonna have to see it. It says it right here, scale, number 4. For number 5, identify series number. That's easy. That should be next to the map's name, which is right here. It says Victor 721 Sierra. For number 6, identify the edition number. Right next to it, edition 4 Sierra Romeo Papa. For number 7, identify the index to boundaries. For number 7, it's simple. Go to the picture where it says boundaries, and it's going to explain to you what is it and where will you find it in the map. For number 8, identify the adjoining sheet diagram. For number 8, you will find it all the way here on the map. It says it, adjoining sheets. It's a whole graph and picture that's going to show you what to do. For number 9, identifying the elevation guide. Number 9, easy. Right below the last one, elevation guide. It says it right there and it shows you a chart. For number 10, identify the declination diagram. Number 10, right here. It's labeled and everything. It shows you and explains to you what it does and what it's used for. For number 11, identify the bar scales. For number 11, it's right next to the scale. You identify the bars, which is right here, and they're all labeled. Now, for the next one, which is from number 12, for number 12, identify the contour elevation or interval notes. Number 12, identify the contour interval notes. For number 12, we are going to go right here, right below the scale. It's all, it says it, and it will show you all the information that it has to do with it. Now, for numbers 13 through 20, which is number 13, identify the shearoid note. 14, identify the grid note. 15, identify the projection note. 16, identify the vertical datum note. 17, identify the horizontal datum note. 18, identify the control notes. 19, identify preparation note, and 20, identify the printing note, is all going to be right here, right next to 12. It's all of this. All of these numbers are identified right here. Now, for 21, which is identify the grid reference box, 21 is located, let me see where 21 is, right here in the middle center. And that is identifying the grid reference box right here. For number 22, identify the unit imprint and symbols. Number 22 is right to the left side of the map. It says map information, and it's called the legend as well, but not military legend, just legend. Number 23, identify the legend. 23, I just did it for you guys. 23 is right to the right side of 22. And that is all, or that is how, step by step, you can see it on the map and read it and find it in the map and use it as a guide to see and travel through the map using the colors graph, the map representation maps for the map, and then all the charts that it will help you out with. Now that you have seen a full speed demonstration and a step-by-step explanation, you will be given 20 minutes to practice this skill until you feel comfortable to be evaluated on it. 20 minutes have elapsed. Evaluation. Now that you have a better understanding and have been given 20 minutes to practice at this task, you will be given 10 minutes to evaluate on this risk, which is in or you can reference from TC 3-25.26 to evaluate with the performance steps, and as you perform the task while being evaluated, I will observe you while annotating performance. So now 10 minutes have elapsed. Now I'm going to report the results and how you did. See if you met all 3 requirements and full trained. Report to the SGO with the results. At this time, individuals is trained on task class number 07 Charlie Oscar Mike 1000. Meeting all 3 requirements for this task, no-go soldiers will get evaluated at another date. Now, going to the AAR, which is 5 points. What was supposed to happen? What actually happened? Sustains, improves, and recommendations. Now, what was supposed to happen? Which was the task. Identify topographic symbols on a military map. Conditions, tasks, and standards. Or as I said, the task conditions are: you are a member of a squad or team in a field environment and have been given a 1.5 scale military map and a requirement to identify topographic symbols on the map. Standards. Identify the basic colors, topographic symbols, and marginal information on a military map. Now, what actually happened? Right? We went step by step on what the colors of the maps are. We went. I explained to you what was black, blue, brown, green, red, brown. We went and reviewed and used the military legend, which was the task number 2 for it. I showed you how to use it, as in using the pictures next to it to reference it on the map. For example, the green rectangle, you could see it around the map. the shoot DZ, you can see it in the airfield. And the very last one that we went over was the marginal information. Identified the marginal information on a military map, which was basically all the charts all over the map and every single thing that will help you identify anything on the map, which will include the name, the graphics, scales. It will include, I will tell you just in a moment. It will include sheet number, sheet name, series name, scale, series number, edition number, index to boundaries, adjoining sheets, diagram, elevation guide, declination diagram, bar scales, contour, interval note, grid note, projection notes, vertical datum notes, horizontal datum notes, control notes, preparation notes, printing notes, grid reference box, unit imprints and symbol, and identify the legend, which we did everything on the map, which they're all mainly on the bottom portion. Now, do you guys have any sustains, improvements, or recommendations? All right, so if at this time you guys have nothing, I would let you know again that the risk factor for this class was low, and I will ask you guys to get up, collect your maps or whatever items you used, a police call around the area, and at this time we should be good to go. And that would conclude my class.